Straight Talk with your host Reggie B. Come on, let's all join in. Free your voice, it's your choice, alright here. Oh, simply straight talk.
Hey, what happened with you and Sandra?
She started tripping for no reason, telling me I need to grow up.
So what you do to make her feel like that?
Nothing. She talking about I need to get a car. I was like, why? I don't want no car payment.
Okay, so basically, she wanted you to handle your business. Not to mention, you were okay with her paying a car note and you riding on her gas.
I picked her up from work every day. And when she paid for the gas, I always pumped the gas.
You know what? I can't. I really can't. Bye, little boy.
And now, your host, Reggie Maddox, with the best radio talk on this side of the world.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Simply Straight Talk Show. This is your host, Reggie. And today, we are going to be talking about relationships and people getting into relationships for the wrong reasons. Now, I know it's a slight change up from last week's topic, State of the Black Community, and I hope you enjoyed that conversation. But today, we got to keep it real once again, because we got to get this relationship thing straight. You know what I'm saying? So today, we're going to talk about why people get in relationships for the wrong reasons. Now, I want you to think about it. Think about the relationships that you have been in. Do you feel that somebody you were in a relationship with tried to get with you for the wrong reasons? And I'm not just talking about the obvious stuff. I'm talking about like when you come to realize that this person wasn't really into you, but just into something about you that you had. Or maybe you did it. Did you get into a relationship for the wrong reason? Now, you got to be honest with yourself about that now, because you got to tell the truth. But you know what? I'm going to help you out. I'm going to help you out because some of y'all are probably saying, I've never done that. Well, you know what? I'm going to list about 7 things. And I need to know if you can tell the truth. Did you get into a relationship for the wrong reason? And I think we all have. You know, I don't think nobody can say that I had 100% honest intentions of every relationship that I've been in. Now, there are just some times where things started off one way and just went a whole nother direction. But that's what we want to talk about. See, the thing about getting to a better point in establishing a relationship is understanding where you were at fault, where other people were at fault, and just how to kind of come to the middle ground and figure out like, look, this is what I need to change. And anybody who's going to be with me, they need to do better than who I had in the past. You know what I'm saying? They don't need to be who I had, but they need to be better. So you can recognize some of the warning signs. But, you know, when it comes to relationships, it's real obvious. You know, we all know that relationships should be based on people getting together with the intention of just being together long term. Getting together because they want a long-term relationship. You know, ultimately, you know, they're planning to spend the rest of their lives together. Now, in reality, that's what we think it should be. That's how it should be. But that's not how it is. And we know that. Especially if you done lived a while. You know that it don't always work out like that. But another thing is some people fail to understand that being in a relationship and being in love is 2 different things. And I think that's what happens when I start naming off these items here is we're getting people that are getting into relationships for the wrong reasons, not because they actually like a person or it's for love. You know, they're probably thinking like, yeah, listen, I see this right now. If love comes, it comes. If it don't, it don't. But I need to get this out of the deal. So that's what we're going to talk about today. That's what we're going to try to figure out. Like, how can we make it so everybody is getting the right thing and we're not doing it for the wrong reasons? Okay, so let's start off because first we're going to talk about is holidays. That's right. Now, for those of y'all who heard or read the blog I did, I think like a year ago, I did one about the holidays. And my biggest thing about the holidays is this. I do not date from November the 1st to February. About February 16th. Yeah, you got it. Right after Valentine's Day. Okay. And the reason, now I got my reasons for this now. So don't think I'm just hating or being cheap or nothing like that. No, it's nothing like that. Sorry about that. We was adjusting the mic. But the reason is, I personally feel like during the holidays, people have a tendency to feel like I should be with someone because everything you see on TV is about relationships. All the gift giving commercials you see on TV is about giving to somebody that's special to you, that you love and you care about. You know, you may have other family members that are in relationships. So when you go to Christmas dinners or Thanksgiving dinners, you know, everybody is already coupled up and they're doing these nice little gifts and these little romantic moments. And then, of course, Valentine's Day, we already know that that's all about couples. So if you go through New Year's, you go through New Year's too. You go through Thanksgiving, you go through Christmas, you go through New Year's, then you get to Valentine's Day. That's like 4 holidays to where you're by yourself. You're alone. And you start to feel like, oh no, next year this is not happening. I'm going to be watching the fireworks with somebody. Somebody going to be giving me gifts. Somebody going to be sitting next to me on Thanksgiving, on Valentine's Day. Somebody going to be buying me flowers, or we're going to be sitting at some restaurant. So that's why I say about the holidays. Holidays will make you feel lonely, make you feel like you need somebody. So you may feel like, let me get with somebody or find somebody just so I can have somebody for the holidays. But truthfully, it may not even work because both of you may be having the same feeling of, I just want company for the holidays. You know what I'm saying? Number 2, convenience. That's right. Some people will get with people just for the fact of convenience. You know, if I date this person, you know what? I can cut my commute work. They live closer to where I work at and, you know, or they work at a place to where maybe I can get free lunch that'll help me save, or they have a car and I don't have a car, so they can help me get around. And, you know, it's just that you're offering something that's going to help them. You're going to benefit them by something you do, some resource you have. So you're a convenience. So for right now, it is convenient for them to be in a relationship with you because you can get them access to things that they probably normally couldn't have access, or there are things that they can put on hold in their life because they can basically just live off of what you have. You know what I'm saying? So it's a convenience. It's a convenience. It's like I'm trying to get myself together. So I'm just really going to kind of huddle up with you, play on your team for right now. But as soon as I start scoring and my stuff starts building up, you know what I'm saying? This contract is over. I'm done. I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. I'm going to give you the fist up and I'm out. You know what I'm saying? So convenience, that's another thing. So don't settle for convenience. Don't get into a relationship with somebody just because it can be a convenience to you. Because what's going to happen is you're going to end up making that person feel like they were used. And then when they go to meet somebody else, you know, this could be a good person that, like, say, you know, if you do this to a guy, he might go meet the next girl and she really wants to be with him. But now he's on full alert because he's thinking that he's going to get played again just because somebody else did it. And it happens. You know what I'm saying? So that's how dolls are created, or that's how women that are hating men are created, by people doing stuff like that. Dating somebody just for convenience. Don't do it. Next, peer pressure and trying to fit in. This is one of the biggest things. You know, people telling you, listen, oh no, you need to be with somebody. You know, you need to find somebody. You know, you'll be happier if you have somebody. Or all of your friends may be in a relationship. So you decide that, oh, well, you know what? I need to be in a relationship too. All my boys got somebody. We go to play basketball. Their girls bringing them drinks or lunch or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They ladies sitting over there cheering them on. Nobody's cheering me on. So now I got to go find somebody to do that for me. So that's the thing about it. So when you start to want to feel like everybody else is telling you you need somebody because, you know, they feel like you need somebody, or you watching everybody else with somebody, so you're feeling like in order to really fit in, I need to have somebody. because when I go to their house, everybody's breaking out. The guys are here, the girls are here, and I just feel left out. So you need to make sure that you are comfortable with you. So don't just give in and date because people tell you you need to date. Date when you're ready to date. And don't try to fit in, because fitting in with somebody is just going to make more problems down the line. So you definitely don't want to just try to fit in, bring somebody in your life just to fit in so you can show everybody else that you're dating. Next, financial. Now, this is a big one because you have a lot of people do this. A lot of people would date somebody just based on the fact that they feel like, look, I need help paying my bills. I need to be able to save money. So if I meet somebody who can help me pay my bills or help, give me a little bit of money, then I'm good. See, and that's what happens when you do that. You know what I'm saying? You're really setting yourself up for failure. You're setting yourself up for failure, because when you date for money, it's a bad thing. Even if you're not trying to take their money, but you're trying to make it so that they can kind of like help you cover what you're doing. Yeah, that's dating for money. Yeah, that's dating for money. I was trying to clean it up for everybody, but I can't. But that's basically dating for money. So if you're dating somebody because you're financially struggling and you're thinking that this person is going to help bail you out of situations, you know what I'm saying? So don't do that, because that can backfire really nasty. Because anytime you start getting money really involved, that can turn nasty. I'm serious, man. That can turn really nasty. And a lot of times you'll hear that person automatically just start talking about how, oh, I got this bill, I got that bill, I'm by myself and I need some help and nobody's there to help me. When you get that type of mentality, man, watch out. Fellas and ladies, watch out when that start happening. Do not date just because you're struggling. Get yourself together. Get yourself a plan. You can pull out of it. Don't drag somebody else in with you. Next, needing sex or physical intimacy. Now, this is something that people do also. Y'all know it. Come on now. We all get that urge, that sensation, that motion for the notion. We get it. So, but the truth is, it's not a good reason to get into a relationship just so you can have physical intimacy. Because what's going to end up happening is either you're going to get tired or that person's going to get tired, because the relationship is based on sex and not based on anything intellectual or anything that's going to sustain or build a foundation on. And you kid, yeah, it's just a big mistake. It really is, because that the sex is going to get old real fast if there's nothing else besides that to hold a relationship together. Number 6, dating somebody so they can validate you. This is one of the worst reasons to me I think you can date somebody, is that you can feel like this person is making you feel like you're somebody, making you feel like you're important. You have to have that confidence in yourself and in your life to be able to validate yourself. Like, I know I'm worthy of being loved. I know I'm a good person. And just wait for the right person. Because if you just pick anybody to come in and validate you, you're going to have people that's just going to be telling you anything they can tell you or say anything they can say to you just so they can use you, because they know that you need that. And what they'll do is they'll try to play down on you. They'll talk down on you when they feel like you're starting to pull away to make you pull back to them. So don't do that. Validate yourself. You don't need somebody else to self-validate you. And number 7, boredom. That's right. A lot of people will get into a relationship out of boredom. They're just bored. They feel like they're maybe just kind of tired of their friends, or they've been doing the same old things with their friends, or maybe they just want to try something new. You know what I'm saying? They want to be a little more adventurous. So they start getting into relationships with people, just so they can say, hey, I'm in a relationship. It's something different. It's not the same old, same old. It's not work, home, TV, or whatever. But when you get into a relationship simply based on boredom, you're going to find out that you're going to become bored with the relationship. And eventually it's all about chemistry and connection. You got into this relationship because you were bored and you wanted something different. You wanted a change. Sometimes that change is not good and it's not beneficial, and it's going to cost you for that boredom. So you got to make sure if you're bored, learn to find some different activities. Learn to find something else to occupy your mind, your time. If you want to get into a relationship, take your time. Don't make it a relationship. Just get to know people, figure things out. But don't date somebody because you're bored. If you're dating because you're bored, you are looking for some serious problems. There's going to be some problems, and you're asking for trouble when you're dating out of boredom. It goes back to what we talked about with number 6. When you're dating somebody to validate you, you're going to find that there is no real foundation there. There's no real foundation. Okay, listen, we're talking about wrong reasons to get into a relationship. You guys stay right here on the Simply Straight Talk Show. I'm going to stop hitting this desk and stay right here, and we'll be right back. We got more conversation for you on this topic because we want to make sure that you understand that you protect yourself and you get into a relationship that's long, lasting, and healthy. So y'all hang in right here. We'll be right back after these messages.
Don't even think about it. We got more straight talk just for you.
Hello, Simply Straight Talk family. If you are enjoying this episode, at the end of the show, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and leave a review. And why not share this with a friend? Also, visit our blog at newlifenewmind.com, where you can find additional articles on more great topics. Stay tuned. The show will continue right after this message.
We're back with the conversation starter and the voice that works harder. Your host, Reggie.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Simple Straight Talk Show. And today we are talking about relationships and the wrong reasons to get into a relationship. Now, I hope that many of you paid attention and tried to understand why the reasons I listed earlier were wrong reasons to get into a relationship with somebody. Now, one of the questions I asked earlier in the show is, have you ever gotten into a relationship with somebody for the wrong reasons? Now, being honest with yourself, and after hearing some of the reasons that I listed, do you feel like, well, you know what? Maybe that one does apply to me. Now, for those of you just joining, let me share with you the 7. I'm just going to give a quick overview of the 7 reasons I listed were wrong to get into a relationship with somebody. Number 1, I said the holidays, because everybody's feeling lonely, and you got all the stuff going on about gift giving and all that type of stuff. Number 2 was convenience, getting with somebody just because, it's going to benefit you for the moment or can help you out in some way. Number 3, peer pressure or trying to fit in. You got friends telling you, oh, you need to meet with somebody, you need to get with somebody, or you seeing everybody else around you is in a relationship. So it makes you feel like, wow, what's wrong with me? I need to be in a relationship. Number 4, financial. I'm struggling. I got money problems. So the way to fix this is to get with somebody else who can help me out till I get back on my feet. Number 5, needing sex or physical intimacy. That's another bad reason to get into a relationship, just to fulfill those physical needs. Number 6, someone to validate you, somebody to make you feel important, somebody to make you feel worthy or loved. This is something that you don't want to rely on somebody else to, because this can turn into a control thing based on your emotional state. And some people will play on that. So, no. And number 7 was getting into a relationship because you're bored. Just because you need a change. You want somebody to kind of spice things up or kind of maybe introduce you to things that are new. So out of boredom, you go and get into a relationship. And as we said earlier, that could be a reason that you might end up being worse off in the long run, because people will try to take advantage of you. Now, when we talk about being in a relationship, when we talk about dating and getting involved with somebody else, those are definitely wrong reasons. And not just wrong reasons because, well, they're both equal. You got to think about this. When you get into a relationship with somebody else for the wrong reasons, your intentions are for you. not to grow or become a strong foundation as a team. So basically you're looking for what you can get from that person. So really you're playing with that person's emotions. You're playing with their heart because they may be under the impression that you are invested in them and that you want something with them. So they may be making sacrifices that you are not aware of to make sure that they have a relationship with you, that you're happy. And what happens is when you pull away, once you've gotten what you have gotten, or they pull away from you, one person is going to be left scarred, which is going to ruin them possibly for the next person that comes along. So if you're looking to get into a relationship, you need to have a good reason, not just for them, but you need a good reason for you so that you feel good about you going into a relationship. So during the holidays is tough. And really, you just sort of have to deal with it. But you have to learn to feel comfortable about who you are, that you can go out to eat, that you can go out with people, and you can feel comfortable, not feeling like, oh, wow, everybody's got somebody, I need somebody. Everybody's giving gifts and being romantic. Well, you know what? The thing about it is you don't know what happens when they go home. Because everybody acts one way when they're around a group of people, and you never see what people act like when they leave that group of people and it's just them. Because they could be sitting in front of you talking and laughing, and then all of a sudden, when they get outside the door, they're in private, they're not speaking, they can't stand each other. So don't always wish for what somebody else have. You know what I'm saying? So you got to really take time to make sure that if you want to be in a relationship, don't be afraid to be by yourself. Take time to get to know yourself. Take time to get yourself together. Because if you become secure in your career, and it doesn't matter what you're doing, if you feel like you're secure in the job that you're doing, you feel like you're financially stable, you where you want to be. You might want to be higher or be better in the long run, but at least you're working to get to a certain point. Well, don't be ashamed to say, you know what? I'm comfortable where I am right now. So make sure that you're comfortable where you are financially. So if you're looking to get into a relationship, be comfortable with who you are as a person. Be comfortable with where you are financially. Okay, you don't want to go into a relationship putting extra stress. And I like to tell people that sometimes when you go into a relationship and you're going into a relationship because you're needing something from somebody, because you really need finances, you really need whatever resources they have that can help elevate you or promote you, you're putting extra stress on that person. Because you can have two people. Now, this is something that I believe. Two people can get together that are not rich. They may both be struggling. But when they're open and honest about the fact that, listen, this is where I am. This is what I'm trying to do. This is where I'm trying to go. If the woman is like that and the man has the same mentality, like, look, I'm working on something. This is what I'm trying to do. This is where I'm trying to go. And they have the understanding that they're trying to build something, and what they're trying to build is taking them ahead in life, then they can work together. And they understand that, listen, the agreement is we're not going to put stress on each other. I'm not going to make you feel like you have to buy me this or do that. And she understands I'm not going to make you feel like you have to buy me this or do this. If she's going to school, he's going to be understanding about that. Like, look, I know you're trying to go to school. You're trying to finish your degree because you want to become a nurse. You want to become this or whatever you want to do, a lawyer, whatever, so I'm supporting you in that. So I understand that your education needs to come first right now. And she's the same thing with him. I understand you're trying to build a business. You're trying to get customers. I get that. So I understand that you're going to be making phone calls. You're going to be working. I'm going to respect that. I'm not going to put that extra stress of, I need you to support me. I need you to give me all of my time. I need all of your emotions and emotional energy. When you do that, you're bringing extra stress on the relationship that doesn't need to be there. And that just fits into a lot of this stuff when we talk about people needing somebody to validate you, financial reasons, peer pressure, convenience. And, and when it comes to, and when it comes to boredom, you need to find what your true interests are. Because some people really do just seem to stay in the house, watch TV, go to work, and they do the same thing over and over. Work, home, work, home, work, home, store. Take time to figure out what are some things you're interested in and go do it. It really bothers me when I hear people say, you know what? Oh, I can't go to the restaurant and eat by myself. I can't go to the movies by myself. I'll tell you the truth. I do it all the time. I do it all the time. I go out to eat by myself. I go to the movies by myself. If I want to go to a basketball or football game, I'll do it. If I want to go to an art show, I do it. I love the arts. I went to the Shenyang Festival. I am not going to stop living my life because I'm single. I'm not going to stop enjoying and traveling and seeing things because I'm single. Would I love to have somebody to do this with? Yes. But should I shut my whole life down because I'm single? No. Ain't happening, Captain. Hey, listen, we're going to take a quick break and we're going to be right back with the final thoughts of today's show. And remember, we're talking about the wrong reasons to be in a relationship. I hope that this is helping you. You guys stay tuned. Keep it right here. And as always, remember, I really appreciate your support. So make sure you go to iTunes. Make sure you go to Lipson. Leave a comment. Give us a like. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Let me know your thoughts, man. Hey, we appreciate you. We'll be right back after these messages.
We'll be back with your host, Reggie, on Simply Straight Talk.
Hey, are you looking for some great music, upbeat and with a positive voice? Well, the song I Stand With You is exactly what you need. This timeless song has a pop version sung by Audrey Carmel.
Always look for the breeze of love.
And a reggae version sung by General Steele, now known as Revelation.
Now I know some days you may feel blue, Lord. Trust in your greatness to see you through.
These songs are now available on iTunes and other digital platforms for download. Don't miss out. Get your copy today.
Give life your best, and I know.
Are you ready for the straight truth? Reggie, what's the final word for today?
All right, everybody, we're back. Listen, I know we do a lot of our shows on relationships, and this season we actually kind of did a little more diverse because we covered some other stuff for this season. But I really do enjoy doing the relationship topics because this is something that you see affects so many people. Yes, we got all the other things going on in the world, the politics and all that type stuff, the violence. But so many people are affected from bad relationships. So many people are affected from relationships where they had good intentions, thinking that they was meeting someone or getting involved with somebody that they was going to have a lifetime with, only to find out that, the person was getting involved with them for the wrong reasons. The person didn't share the same emotional investment. They misled them about their intentions. And this is difficult because when you're talking about somebody's heart, you're talking about somebody who's really putting themselves out there. And to have that kick back because someone says, listen, I just needed some time to get my bills together, or I just needed a way to get to work, or I just needed some satisfaction for the moment. Whatever the reason is that wasn't about being with that person to get to know them, is dangerous because you never know how a person's going to react. You never know how a person's going to respond. And one thing that I've learned in my life, and I'm not saying that I'm innocent, in my younger days, yes, I have definitely made some bad choices and done some things that I really regret now that I'm older and I got a better understanding about life. I got a better understanding about people. Now, I didn't do that too often. I can honestly say maybe two times I've done that. And, it's not something that anybody should be proud of. Now, I never physically beaten or hurt anybody like that, but we've all kind of lied and played the little game. And just because somebody did it to you doesn't make it right for you to go and do it to somebody else. because it just keeps a cycle going. It keeps a cycle going. And that cycle just won't stop because there is healing that has to take place within that person. And also there's healing that has to take place within not only the person that was hurt, but the person that actually committed the crime of hurting somebody else of the heart. There's healing that they need too, because it's always a cause that creates an effect. And you don't want to be that cause that creates a ripple effect in somebody's life that just creates a trend going down, down, down to where people are constantly on their guard, out for themselves, don't care about anybody else, don't care what they got to do to make their life better or get what they need, and who has to hurt or get hurt because of it. And that's sort of the way we've gone when it comes to relationships now. There are good men, there are good women, but you see more bashing of men and women. And I've said this before, especially within the black community. The bashing of black men and black women about each other is just unbelievable. But the thing about it is, don't attribute one bad person to everybody. I can't categorize the bad women that I met in my life who mistreated me and say that every woman I know or come across is going to have that same characteristic trait. And just like women can't say just because of one bad guy that they met that every guy is going to be like that. The thing we have to do is you have to get your hurt on the table and you got to heal yourself. You got to figure out what is it about me that I need to heal, that I need deliverance from. And it's the same thing, so when you can get yourself right, get yourself delivered from those strongholds that hurt, that pain, then you can embrace a relationship better, but you need that other person to do the same thing. The two of you may just need to be honest about what is it that you're dealing with. So you know how to deal with it with each other instead of trying to hide it, because that's mostly what we do. We send our representative. We try to hide our pain. We try to hide our hurt. And then when it comes out, the other person has no clue what's going on. Let's talk, people. Hey, it's been great. I love you guys. Once again, thank you for all the support. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this podcast, man. Definitely check out the website. Check out the New Life, New Mind blog. We got some great articles on there. Hey, I love you guys. Peace. Thank you. And I definitely got to send a shout out to all of the people that have continually supported the show. You guys stay with us, and I'm going to do my best to keep bringing you the best conversational topics on this side of the world.
That's this week's episode. Thank you for listening and being a part of the Simply Straight Talk podcast. We truly appreciate your support. Be sure to visit us at simplystraighttalk.com to join the conversation, access show notes, and discover our fantastic bonus content on Patreon. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to join us next week for another episode.